Happy lunch hour, guys. Okay, so it's still Monday. It's still cold. But I thought I'd bring you some good news, because we can use some of that today and every day. But it sure seems, like I say this a lot, watch what happens in Europe and wait till it comes over to the United States. And watch this one, too. Is globalism dying? Hopefully, all right? For years, probably 5, 6, 7 years or whatever, the liberals in Europe have been going, oh, send us all your immigrants, let everybody come over here, yada, yada, right? Okay, we've all heard this. I mean, to the point where there was, places in London where the police won't go at night. There was one German town a year or so ago where the immigrants kicked all the Germans out of the town. You've heard all the stories about special rights that, we've got to open a mosque here or something like that because we have to be good to the immigrants or whatever, right? So taxpayers get to pay for this stuff. Well, apparently the European population is getting a little pissed about it, all right? This came out today, all right? France. 19% of the French think globalism has been good for their country. Think that letting immigrants in the country is a good thing. The UK, Poland, Sweden, all about 1/3 of them agree with open borders. The Danish, Denmark, they're the most likely to think that this influx of all these immigrants is a good thing. Half, 50% of the country thinks it's a good thing. Half doesn't, okay? This was where it got interesting. When they started asking people if they were personally harmed, and the question says, I am personally harmed by globalization. Yes or no? Last year, 8% of Brits said they were. This year, 24% said they are. Okay? Italy went from 18% to 28%. Germany went from 13% to 22%. I mean, the French was a third higher, okay? Over and over and over again. So I took a look at what the overwhelming thought of Americans are. Okay, it took a little bit of digging, but I was able to find this. In 2018, the American population was in favor of immigration, legal and illegal. 75%, 3/4 of the country thought legal and immigration was a good thing. It was 2018. In 2022, 63% think immigration is a good thing, that we need to bring in more people. This is where it got interesting. Only 15% of the American population thinks both legal and illegal immigration is good for the country. Okay? 15%. So literally you're talking nearly 7 out of every 8 people disagree with the border policies down south. Just saying, okay? Yet, the Biden administration is making Arizona take down their makeshift wall, made out of shipping containers. The Congress just approved a bunch of money for God knows how many pet projects and a bunch of money for Customs and Border Patrol that they can use for processing more people coming over, but can't use it for enforcing the border. All this while being told the border's good. The border's secure, right? How many times have we heard that out of Cackle and Cammy? 7 out of 8, nearly 7 out of 8 people disagree that legal and illegal immigration is good for America. I've got to think the majority of those are the ones saying illegal immigration is good for America. Legal immigration, hey, that's fine. And I still have my issues with legal immigration. I think the H-1B immigration is way big time abused by corporations who try to bring in cheap foreign labor. I mean, IT people, engineers, et cetera, to take American jobs. Okay. We have a huge immigration problem around the world. You know, the Aussies, Australia, doesn't have it nearly as bad. They are very receptive to bringing in immigrants. Though it's a little different. You know, there's not really a border you can cross to get into Australia. They don't have the problem. They're very receptive to people coming. The problem is the people aren't coming in droves like they are to Europe or they are to the United States. This is where globalism dies, and that's a good thing. This is where Klaus Schwab and Hillary Clinton and all their, we need to have open borders. I mean, I've heard the speculation a week or so ago that the idea is to bring so many people from Central and South America up to the United States to the point where we turn North and South America into one huge country, you know, ruled by one government. No, don't see that happening, okay? Again, this is trying to take people's culture away. And I think people are now starting to realize that their culture, their way of life is being changed because of this. Honestly, I think Europeans, Americans, Canadians, Australians, whatever it would be, are all for people bettering their life, right? That's why they were pro-immigration. What they're starting to see is it's not the immigrant's life getting better, it's they're making our life worse. How many stories have we all heard about this guy's been deported 6 times and still wound up killing people, or whole Kate Steinle story? I mean, pick something here. You know, catching terrorists coming across the border. This is what's going on. I mean, where it gets scary, especially in Europe, you know, we all think of the young crowd as uber liberal. Okay, at least in the United States, that's pretty much what they are. But the European young crowd has gone the complete opposite direction. They've gone uber conservative. And I don't mean conservative like you and me conservative. I mean conservative like they want a dictator, they want a strong man to run their countries. There's a third of European youngsters, if you will, that think their country would be better off if the military ran it. Shall we take some good looks around history about when militaries run countries? I don't know, especially in Europe. I don't know. I could think of Mussolini. I could think of Hitler. I could think of Stalin. Yeah, okay. Not a whole lot of good when you have strong men running a country. It's very good when you have strong men running a country, but not strong men, if you get what I'm saying. We don't need a Saddam Hussein running the United States or anything of the sort. Just thought that was very interesting to see this today, that globalism is not as popular as the corrupt mainstream media makes y'all think it is. And that's a good thing. Enjoy the day. Pinball out.